next day, in the next meeting, we did a DIY Galaxy jar. So we kind of break it down. And again, we keep our meetings open for discussion, so our attendees feel safe in discussing different mental illnesses or their own stigmas that they hear. And then again, keeping it a safe space, so everyone feels comfortable in talking. So our accreditation report for last year in fall 2018, we were a tier 1, we earned 16 points. We hosted our 6 events, we had 7 co-sponsorships, and we got a point for community outreach. For spring 2019, we were again a tier 1, we had 13 points, we hosted our 6 events, we did 10 co-sponsorships, and we got points for a full house as well as the perfect 10. And these are some of our past meetings this year. So we did a game day on September 25th. We did seasonal affective disorder, which we were just discussing what seasonal affective disorder is. That was on September 2nd. We did World Mental Health Day, which was co-sponsored with MSDO, Black Student Union, and CAPS. We did ADHD awareness. And then our biggest event so far, we did the DIY Galaxy jars, which we co-sponsored with STS Poetry as well as LASSO. We had 32 students in attendance, excluding e-board. So our past budget, so we only used roughly $90 last semester. So the budget breakdown shows that we used $34.69 for Smart Sweethearts and then $50 for DIYs and gardens. But this semester, we are projected to use at least $400 of our budget, so that's a big increase from last year. So we currently use $67.89 for our DIY Galaxy jars, and we, again, are projected to use another $300 for the rest of the semester. So our e-board positions, we have Pena, who's the president, I'm the vice president, we have Taj, who is our treasurer, Sierra is our secretary, and then Emma is our public relations chair. Our advisor is Dr. G from CAPS. So the active members of Active Minds this year, we have 21 students, which means that they have attended 3 meetings or more. For just other students, we have 28 other members who at least attend 1 meeting, and that's excluding the 21 that are active members. Both totals exclude e-board. And then from last year, we only had 10 active members, so we have doubled, which is really awesome, and we're so happy to see that there's more people wanting to join our organization. So what are our future goals? Our future goals are to start hosting more suicide prevention trainings, because we do find that they are a hit and they are very important for the students. We want to host more events that are not just on Wednesdays, because we have Common Hour, everyone has clubs and meetings, so we want to host them on like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so we're going to try and do that. We also want to reach out to outside organizations, whether that be a nonprofit or even just other organizations on campus to co-sponsor with. We want to do more outreach events, so know what your resources are on campus. And we want to use more of our budget next semester and following years. Why should we be rechartered? We are a Class 3 organization. We have been Tier 1 for the past year. We have held 7 events this semester so far, and we have 10 events going on for the rest of the semester. We have already done 7 co-sponsorships with 8 at least lined up for the rest of the semester. And so far we have used $400 over budget, and we are projected to use more next semester. Thank you.
All right, questions for the organization? Okay, committee report.
They received a 201 unofficial positive recommendation.
Questions for the committee? Okay, debate and discussion on this bill. Carl?
I commend you. I was there for your presentation. Fantastic.
Yes, nice job. Savannah?
Yeah, I really think that this is awesome. You guys have done so many events, and like I look forward to the next ones. I think it's awesome that you guys are a place that like people can go to other than just going to CAPS, because I know like going to CAPS can be kind of scary for some people. But like I'm glad that we have this organization to be like another outlet. So.
Anything else in debate and discussion? Kelly?
Yeah, so I just want to say too, they've done a great job. We in committee have discussed kind of the concern over, are you using all of your budget because you're allocated $1,000 a semester, but they're a very new organization. They hold a lot of events, and it seems like they've been gaining momentum, moving from semester to semester, so we felt confident in that they will move forward and continue to use more of their budget. Just staying on that.
Anything else in debate and discussion? All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and hold the vote. So in order for this bill to pass, we need a 2/3 majority vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? All those abstaining? Bill passes. Congratulations. and get moving forward. So we're going to go ahead and consider Bill F-2019-22, Pre-Health Development Class 3 re-charterment.
Now reading bill number F-2019-22 being enacted by the legislature of the Student Government Association, Montclair State University Incorporated, that whereas Pre-Health Development Club would like to charter as a Class 3 organization under the Student Government Association, and whereas Pre-Health Development Club would be a great benefit to the Montclair State University undergraduate campus community, and whereas Pre-Health Development Club would like to receive a charter for the spring 2020 to fall 2020 time period. Be it resolved that Pre-Health Development Club receives a charter from spring 2020 to fall 2020. Submitted by Kelly Garrison, SGA President Pro Tempore, October 14, 2019.
Great. Author's report.
Motion to make a formal amendment to this bill, changing Class 3 to Class 4.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Are there any other amendments that need to be made? Great. So in order for those amendments to be adopted, we need a two-thirds majority vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? All those abstaining? Amendments have been adopted. Anything else in the author's report?
Okay, also, this org came to us extremely excited about trying to charter right at the beginning of the semester and submitted their paperwork for an initial charterment. So this is exciting. Be sure to pay a lot of attention, ask great questions, and see how this org fits into our campus.
All right. Questions for the author? All right, organization report. So just like the others, y'all have 6 minutes to give your presentation once it comes up. And at the 5-minute mark, we'll give you a 1, and feel free to get started whenever you're all ready.
Getting better at this.
Yeah, you are.
I just dropped it over. Yeah, just have it up. Yeah. Hey, don't know why that just happened. You guys can tell I'm really tech savvy. That's the joke. That's, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have to.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Sorry, I just didn't come up with the right presentation before. Yeah. Okay.
All right, the floor is yours.
Hi, my name is Gina Calderon, and I'm looking to have a pre-health development club on campus. I'm charting for a Class 4, and the purpose of my organization is to help the students develop themselves as professionals in the health field, to also assist the students in their courses and to help them out with any academic hardship they might encounter in their pre-health journey. So this organization is different from others because it doesn't just focus on helping students that want to go into medical school or into dental school, but it helps students that want to go into other health areas like radiology or to be physical assistants. Also, you to go into the biomedical informatics area. But also it helps students gain skills that will be essential in different health areas after they graduate through internships and shadowing opportunities. Some of the resources that I have for shadowing opportunities right now would be contacting Quest the diagnosis, specifically Warren Kwan. He's a talent acquisition and human resource person. That's his email, and that's who to contact and bring in to talk to students about different internships in labs. Also, there's a St. Jude research program that they have where they develop oncology, so you could go and you could work with like oncology, and the person, the head chair for that would be Susan, and her email is right there, and that's another resource that I would have for students to do research and shadow, for example. So the events that I plan to hold is like an educational event where I would have different People come in, different CEOs from different health companies come in and talk about the different internship or research opportunities that are in their company. And also I would give them an opportunity to host on-spot interviews as well where students could have not only a chance to network but also potentially like get a internship position at that company. Also another educational event that I would plan to host would be having TSM come in and talk about like how to structure your resume and also do mock interviews and things like that to prepare students for their interview and how they should present themselves and things like that. I'm also looking to offer community service hours, so I would have a community service event where we would donate hygiene packs to the homeless. So this organization, how would it benefit the campus community? It would benefit the campus community because it would help them improve the classes that they're struggling with and also build up their communication skills and experience that employers look for. It would also help show the different careers in the health field. So if students want to go into the health field but they're not sure what type of career you could do, I would bring in different people from different careers to tell them how each career looks like and what you need to do to be successful in it. I would also offer tutoring services and placement into internships and trips to different schools. Also, students like I would help them with different admission tests. So for pharmacy, you need to take your PCAT test. So some of the resources would be Barron's PCAT preparation book. They offer free sample questions that I could go over and I could study with them. Also, for anybody who's looking to take the optometry test, that's another resource that I would use for that would be oaksbooks.com. They offer like free practice tests, and also at Union Test Prep offers free test preps that are updated yearly for nursing students. Right now we have 4 potential e-board members, with me being the president. We have Chris Langer as our advisor. We have 15 people that are interested in being members, and then recently we have three more people that want to join. So this is just like a potential budget that I would use. So to bring in professionals to talk about their different careers, I would have food as well, like pizza and things like that. And also to bring in different CEOs from different health professional companies to talk about internships and research opportunities. I would also have food there, so that would cost about like $53.16 with like pizza and things like that. And then I would have like one social event to help students relax and things like that, such as pumpkin carving, and it would be around 107.69. And then why should my club receive a charter? Because we hope to help to support students in their academic journey. Also will help students find their passion within the health field and aid them in preparing to be strong applicants to whatever school they apply to, that they can one day accomplish their dream to work in the health field and help people with chronic diseases. And that's it. Thank you.
All right. Question for the organizations. Questions for the organization. Kevin.
You mentioned this is different than other clubs on campus as well as things like that. And you mentioned that you will help students when it comes to these tests and exams. Have you actually spoke to the departments about this? Because I have a friend in pharmacy school, and they don't take that exam here. They take it with a program connected to Rutgers for that, along with nursing and things like that.
Yeah, I spoke to the nursing school on campus. They said that they would give me like, because they get, since they're a chapter, they get practice exams and like flashcards and things like that from the National Association, from the National Nursing Association. And they say that they would work with me, like giving me like practice exams and things like that. I don't know about like for pharmacy, like I know the tests and things like that. And I looked up like where I would be able to get like free practice tests for pharmacy. I haven't spoken to anybody yet about the pharmacy though.
Savannah?
Who are your board members and what major are they?
So everybody is, I'm a molecular biology major. Everybody, the 3 other e-board members, they're biology majors.
Do you know their names?
Yeah, so the Daniela is one. Then we have Jessica, and then Tracy is the other one. She would be like secretary.
I was gonna say, what positions do they each hold?
Yeah, so Daniela would be vice president, I would be president. So Tracy would be secretary. And right now, treasurer. We have Jessica, I think, as treasurer. And they're all like biology majors, and I'm molecular bio.
Any other questions for the organization? Carla?
Have you had any meetings? I know that I know you're trying to get it like up and
Yeah.
running. Have you had any meetings with your e-board to sat down and discuss, or any meeting with like any general body members or any that we're interested in?
I talked to the people that like, I talked around campus and I said briefly like what the organization is about and what I want to do with it, and people did seem interested. And they said that, oh, when you have your club going, please send me emails because I would like to go to a first general body meeting. The meetings that I had is mostly with Daniela, the vice president, to plan out like what type of events we would plan to do and things like that. Those are the meetings that I had so far.
Thank you.
Any other questions for the organization? Pedro?
Any students you've talked to that's interested in, and maybe these more vague, like medical fields and radiology, since that's kind of the main point of this thing.
Yeah, like I have a couple of friends that are interested in it, and they're right now doing like internships at like Hackensack Hospital and things like that. So they said that they could even like give me like contact information like of the doctors that they're working with there to be able to have a like internship connection right there. And they've told me a little bit how it's like, but mostly the information that I know is like from the friends that I have that are interested in it.
Kevin?
So you talked about helping students with exams and things like that. Will you be the one teaching them, or you will be getting someone to teach them these stuff? Because again, it is something like of that nature. Would it be from the school, or would it be outside sources?
I was thinking of getting tutoring, getting some tutors here, like a Persino Abdul. He tutors biochemistry, and I know somebody else who tutors genetics. So I personally know them, so I would get like them to like come and like tutor.
I mean, particularly for the test, because the test has those stuff, but like
Yeah.
how to actually get the test to be actually get a good score on it.
Yeah,
Like,
I would.
tricks and things like that.
Yeah, I would get outside sources, like somebody from an institution.
Savannah?
Yeah. Have you ever talked to any other organizations about maybe broadening their field a little bit? Just because we know that there's a lot of health and like majors in that field that especially have clubs like right now. And we've seen a lot of them going up in the past like 2 weeks. So have you talked to any of them and been like, hey, would you mind just adding this major in to see how that would work?
Yeah.
Because it's already chartered.
Yeah, I know. Well, dental school, there's a pre-dental club, but they focus mostly on like dental. I don't know because I'm part of the e-board. And The other would be like AMSA. They do like focus on like medical school. They give like free like CPR training and things like that, but they don't focus, like I haven't heard them, because I go to their meetings, I haven't heard them talk about like radiology or like bioinformatics or things like that. They're mostly focusing on like getting people into medical school. But I haven't told them like to like expand.
Since you mentioned that you are part of another club, do you think you have enough time to have this club up and running as well as being a president, which is a lot like this past work, do you think?
Yeah, if this club gets chartered, I would rely like, I would try to like divide the work with like the vice president as well, and we would meet like at least like 2 times a week, and we would try to like, I do half, and then she does half too, because obviously I wouldn't be able to do everything, but I think as long as you have like 3 other board members that are reliable, it's a little bit easier to deal with.
Jonathan?
Have you already talked with your vice president about doing that, about splitting the work and letting her know?
Yeah, she said that like we already planned the days. She could meet like on Mondays and Tuesdays, early in the morning. So like those are the days we would meet to go over everything, and then she would do like, let's say if we have to like print out something to like promotion, she would print out the flyers, and then I would make like the PowerPoints of like what we're gonna talk about. The same thing when it comes to calling different companies to come talk about their internships and things like that. She would call some people, and I would call some other people as well.
Patrick?
Why is the most expensive projected event the most expensive? And like not helpful?
Well, I do have like, I want to go see a school, and seeing a school and getting a bus to like take us there would cost like, technically that'd be the most expensive, 400. It would cost 427 around there. I had it in the other PowerPoint, but I took it out because like for a class 4, I know that you don't receive like as much. So like I wouldn't be able to do like that event of like getting a bus and to go to an actual school and seeing it and viewing it. And then the other things, like I'm trying to, like the other practice tests and things like that, I'm trying to get like, because there are like practice tests that are very expensive, but I would try to get like not ones that are worth like $200. Like there's practice tests that you could get good ones for like 30, things like that for the admissions test. And then the most expensive that I would want to do would be go to see a school, but I would need at least $400 something. And I know that class 4 doesn't get as much money. So I didn't project it in there because I don't think we would have that money as a class 4.
I'm going to go ahead and limit it to 2 more questions for this organization. Kevin?
What other, do you hold any executive positions in the other orgs? I know I actually have, I didn't ask you what people
I treasure Montclair State Dance Marathon.
And that's the only one?
And pre-dental.
Both treasures?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions for the organization? All right, committee report?
So we gave them a 041 negative unofficial recommendation pending the amendment to make them a class 4 instead of a class 3. And I'll just go quickly through organization report, what we talked about in org review. And essentially our biggest questions again like are being reiterated in the general legislature right now, which were kind of just like how do you differentiate yourself between like the pre-dental club, and I think the nursing school has like a nursing club under them, something for like nursing majors, and then you know the AMA, the American Medical, yeah, I'm gonna get the acronym wrong, but yeah, so kind of that sort of thing was kind of what we went over in org review and decided that they were kind of getting their bearings in, which is why we were comfortable moving them down to class 4 and they agreed.
Questions for the committee? All right, debate and discussion on this bill. Kevin?
Personally, since I don't know how everyone feels, I think chartering might be the best thing at this moment because you don't have like really equal, like actual general body meetings and things like that, as well as our school doesn't have a medical school as well. We're not like Rutgers, but our school does have, agreements with other schools where if they are here for that nursing school, for example, they will go to Rutgers or Seton Hall if they're a pharmacy school and go to that stuff. As long with that is that a lot of the schools here do have departments that help with students with tests, and if they are a part of the program, they do have a class they take too if better prepared them for the examinations as well as having test practice, stuff like that. They are online and they can take examinations based on that and including the necessary to the school as well as at home.
Anything else in debate discussion? Carla?
I like the vision that you have. I totally understand it. Don't be discouraged if, because I kind of agree with Kevin. I definitely think that you have a great vision if you really want to get it rolling, get people involved, have some meetings, get actual interest growing, and then come back to us, it's always open. I really do think that you can do great things with the organization. I just personally, I would like to see some backing up with like a little, like maybe an event or like a general body meeting, but I definitely, don't be discouraged.
Anything else in debate discussion on this bill? Jillian?
Yeah, so I sat through both of your presentations. I'm ex officio member of the Organizational Review Committee. I have to agree with Kevin, just so many things that, all of our concerns that we had during committee, I really don't feel have been resolved, and I feel from the questions asked, the legislators have the same reservations that we as a committee had, just about, levels of interest in your organization for people to join, or your similarities, or like the other resources that are currently available that sound really similar. I just wanted to
Kelly?
Yeah, I just want to say just two things. One, even if things don't go your way right now, like if you come back to us next semester where you've had 3 events and you're like, okay, I'm ready to initially charter now, I know we have the interest, I know how things are rolling, obviously you can do that, I just want to play that in advance. But second, I just want to warn you too, if one of your plans is to purchase testing materials, it's really tricky if you're going to purchase testing materials and then distribute them to a group, because on most on most of those you have just you agree by purchasing material that you're not going to share the materials, so anything that you would provide your members would have to be a free resource unless everyone bought the resources on their own and then came together. So I just want to warn you that.
Kevin?
Clarification, the nursing building actually buys them in bulk, and they actually buy the copyright infringement to it, so that way they're able to make copies and send it to the students as well.
Anything else in debate discussion on this bill? All right, seeing none, we'll now go ahead and hold a vote. In order for this bill to pass, we need a 2/3 majority vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? All those abstaining? Bill fails. So if you want to speak with us afterwards, we can give you more resources and we still next to move forward. But that's that.
Okay,
Thank you so much, though, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you back next time.
Okay, we'll now go ahead and move forward with the business. Is History Club here?
Yep.
Great.
We're here.
We'll go ahead and now consider Bill F 2019-26, MSU History Club Class 3 Rechartment.
Now bringing bill number F 2019-26, being enacted by the legislature of the Student Government Association, Montclair State University Incorporated, that whereas MSU History Club was re-chartered as a Class 3 organization under the Student Government Association, and whereas MSU History Club would be a great benefit to the Montclair State University undergraduate campus community, and whereas MSU History Club would like to receive a charter for the spring 2020 to fall 2020 time period, be resolved that MSU History Club receives a charter from spring 2020 to fall 2020, submitted by Kelly Garrison, SGA President Pro Tem for October 21st, 2019.
I'll just report.
Okay, cool. So, first, okay, motion to make a formal amendment to this bill.
Go ahead.
I would like to formally amend Class 3 to Class 4.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any other amendments need to be made?
No.
Okay, in order for the amendments to be adopted, we need a 2/3 majority vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? All those abstaining? Amendments have been adopted. Anything else in the author's report?
Yeah, so this org did a great job of coming to us first. They have gotten all their paperwork on time, and I'll give you the rest with the spiel in org. Yeah, org review committee presentation, I don't know what it's called. Yeah. It's all one day, guys.
Questions for the author? All right, organization report. So, you know the deal. You got 6 minutes to give your presentation. I'll give you a 1 at the 5-minute mark and start whenever you're ready.
Right. Hello everyone, I am Justin. I am a history major, a senior, and the president of the History Club. So I'm here to talk about the History Club, as you can guess. So, what is the point of History Club? So we provide a place for anyone on campus, history major or otherwise, to meet and connect and to learn more about history. So the history major is pretty small, so we provide a place to learn and study. We provide an alumni base through the use of GroupMe, and we provide opportunities for volunteering, as well as providing field trips and events for people on campus. So, what makes us special? We're the History Club. We deal with historical events. So we hold guest lectures with the professors here. They come in, they talk to us about all these different amazing events in the past. And we get to talk to them and connect with them and learn from them. We are a place for history majors, as I mentioned before. And we stress the importance of history. So whoever controls history controls the present. So, our events. So we've held a variety of events in the past. Coming up in about 2 weeks, we're going to visit a local museum, the Montclair History Center. We'll be giving a tour by me, our president, along with the museum staff there. We've also, for guest lectures, we've had a psychology professor come in and talk about how historical figures use psychology to advance their agenda, which is very amazing. We've also had a professor, Dr. Landler, come in to talk about the history of coffee, which was incredible. We also hold various game nights. We had a 90s trivia night recently, a couple weeks ago, where we talked about history, obviously. We also talked about music and other cultural icons during that time. So in the future, we plan to have more guest lectures, including a visit by one of our professors, Dr. Conway, to talk about what you can do with a history major. The very first question we always ask as history majors, oh, so you want to go into teaching? You can do other things besides teaching, and that's what the point of the lecture is. So field trip-wise, we also plan to visit the Schultz House, which is part of the History Center, as well as the Met. Guess who doesn't love the Met? Game nights, we have 2 more coming up. We have a 70s game night, as well as an 80s game night. They're going to be similar to our previous events. Music, culture, history, all tied together. As well as, so we created a GroupMe to stay in contact this semester. GroupMe has proved an invaluable asset. I think I worded that right. We've added old alumni from the History Club in the past to come in and talk to us about what we can do with the history major. So there's someone in there who wants to do museum work, there's someone in teaching, there's someone in law, there's someone in politics. It's really incredible in providing a lot of people with tools to learn how to proceed. One of them has gotten an internship at the History Center in the past. Very helpful. So, how do we help on campus? As I've been saying nonstop, we're the place for history majors on campus. People do not know history. It has been abundantly clear with the current political climate that people just don't know history. They don't know the past, and our goal is to have more students coming to our organization. The variety of people coming in come with a variety of backgrounds and a variety of studies they bring in, so we learn more about history and the different groups of people that make up the United States and all the other countries in the world. So guest lecture-wise, it provides an opportunity to meet and connect with the professors on campus. Faculty are an invaluable resource. Use them, and we help people do that. Anyone, and as I mentioned before, anyone on campus can join. We are, me and our treasurer are both history majors. The rest of our club is actually not history majors, surprisingly. People, anyone with an interest in history is welcome to join and learn more about our field. So, point sheet and budget. This is why instead of class 3, we would be recharting as class 4 in a moment. As you can see, we were tier 2. This is predominantly because of our lack of funding, our lack of spent money. So by moving from class 3 to class 4, it allows us to earn more points and keep a higher tier count because we have not been spending a lot of money in the past. Money we use as we raise can be used as we need it. So what we do would be we use gift cards as prizes for various events we hold. We use some of the money to maybe subsidize field trip prices. They tend to be pretty cheap anyways. Advertising, always important. And co-sponsoring other supplies we can bring into our events. We can also raise the money for it. So, membership. We have, this is pretty standard, 15 members, 4 e-board, an advisor on campus. So why do we want to re-charter? So, as I mentioned before, political climate, people don't know history. People really desperately need to learn history. The history major has been declining over time. It's important that people know what you can do with a history major besides just teaching. We help people learn more about that. We help people learn what they can do with their major. And we help people learn in general, which is always important. Yes, so.
Questions for the organization? Devin?
How do you decide what you're going to be discussing for a specific meeting?
So our meetings consist of trivia followed by discussion. Usually we just come up with, so like questions on the trivia will be a variety of topics. It usually varies day to day. We will come up with, we had a list of discussion topics in the past and we post. People can learn. We try to get focused on a lot of non-Western history since those are the ones people tend to not know a lot about. So you see a lot of questions on African civilization, early Mesoamerican, Native American, East Asian. We try to focus on more than just Western history.
Any other questions for the organization? Okay. Committee report?
We received a 0 to negative unofficial recommendation pending the amendment to class 4.
Questions for the committee? Okay. Debate and discussion on this bill. Kevin?
I think this is a great presentation, and you're right, we actually do need to give history back to us. Like, I know for a fact that I have lost touch with my heritage from time to time. It would be great to see that again and actually understand it better.
Carla?
I definitely commend you guys, again, how we said in org review, they decided on their own to move down a class because they thought that it'd be good to get back on their feet and get the ball rolling again. You guys are always on campus, I see on social media, you guys have great interest, so can't wait to see you guys getting back up there.
Lazaro?
Yeah, I just think it's an important organization